Hey guys, so welcome back to another video. I'm going to talk about mistakes to avoid on sales call. So make sure to watch the whole video and let's get started. Um, so in this video, I'm going to talk about why avoiding mistakes is important than mastering sales. What is an authority, how to act in and be an authority, belief systems, and I'm going to talk about outcome, confidence, objections, and this follow through. Right. So without any further ado, let's get started. Yeah. So sales is the most valuable skill that exists in the business, and the person who can really understand how to sell can become wealthy. And even though I'm saying it, you already know this, right? You know that any business in this world cannot run without selling, without customers, right? And especially when it comes to high ticket selling, where you're selling something which costs $2,000 or $3,000, selling is simply the most important thing. No matter how good product you have, no matter how good service you have, as long as you cannot make people buy, it's of no use. All right. So selling is the most valuable skill. Why avoiding mistakes is important than mastering sales? So because it is impossible to avoid something which you don't even know exists. And I can tell you that by experience. I've made many mistakes, and I know that there are many things that are inbuilt in our human brain that stops us from selling online. There are many things that makes people uncomfortable on the call. Many things. And it has a very powerful impact on the outcome. Small things, small words, everything. Right? So I'm going to talk about all of them in a few minutes. Because sales calls are just you talking to another human and trying to see if he is a good fit for what you do and helping him out. That's what sales is. But there are many things inbuilt in our brain that stops us from selling to someone, that makes them uncomfortable to buy from you. And if you don't become aware of what they are, you can never avoid them. And you already know this, that you cannot solve a problem that you don't even know exists. You need to know what the problem is, where the problem is, and that's the only way you can solve it, right? So, and just because you were not aware of them, you will keep losing sales. Just because you were not aware of what kind of behavior you're going through, what are the questions that you're asking, what are the gaps, what is your tonality, what are the words. If you don't become aware of what are these problems and why are they affecting the outcome of the call, if you don't become aware of them, you will keep losing sales, right? So let us dive into what are these pitfalls and how you can avoid them. So what is an authority or an alpha? So an alpha is basically, there was long time ago when there was wars, there were people who used to go to wars. There were men who used to go to wars, and there were men who were sitting in home, and other people. So there were only two kind of people. One were alphas, and other ones were all the other people. So alphas were the people who were going to the war, providing to their family, fighting for their country. And the people who were sitting in home were the other people. So this is an alpha, but it's quite different when it comes to sales. An alpha or an authority is someone who leads the call, someone who is the superior, who knows everything, who's confident. That's an authority. And you can find some fancy definition, but this is what it actually means. Okay, so it's someone who just leads the call, who's the superior and who knows, who's confident. That's an authority. And the key idea is no one ever wants to buy from someone who they don't even know that he has any information or is inferior to them. Now, if I ask you, would you buy from someone who you feel is very inferior to you, or you think that that person has no knowledge, has no confidence? Would you ever buy from him? Now, the obvious answer would be no. And when you say that, but you still don't apply it on sales calls, it's quite amazing, right? So you must make your prospects realize that you are the alpha, you are the authority. You must make them realize that you are the person who's leading the call, you are the person who's going to ask questions, you are the person who's going to take the call to the end. I'm going to keep a decision point where they have to make a decision. So you have to be the leader. And like I said, people don't want to buy from someone who they don't even think has any information or is inferior to them. So you need to make them realize that you are the leader. And look, if you think about it, the reason they joined the call with you, the reason that they thought, okay, let me just join this call, the only reason that happens is because they have already given you the authority. They already think that, okay, if you have something, I will come and buy from you. If you have something like that. But the moment you start using words which takes the authority from you and give to the prospects, the call is gone. You need to hold the authority. You already have the authority. You just need to hold it. But there are many things that is going to destroy that authority. It's going to destroy the position of you as an authority, and it's going to give to them. And the moment they start reading the call, it's over. They're going to ask questions. They're going to blabber about something. And in the end, they're just going to be like, yeah, man, I saw your content. Just tell me what's the price. And you have no answers, because now they haven't felt pain. They haven't seen the value. They just want to know the price. And even if you say the price, any price would feel like it's a lot. You are $500. If they don't see the pain, if they don't see the value, if they don't see the outcome. So you need to help them realize that you are the leader. You are the one who's asking questions. So how to act in and be an authority? First of all, stay calm. You can never control your subconscious mind if your conscious mind is full of chaos. And subconscious mind is another deep topic we can talk about. But I will talk about it in another video. For now, I can tell you there are many things that you do which you don't want to do. But those things have a heavy impact on the outcome of the call. Many times you're like, okay, you asked a question, the guy gave an answer, and you're like, okay, next question. And the moment you do that, they are going to realize, okay, he's reading a script. Okay, he already has a set of questions prepared, and he's just going to ask me the questions over and over again. And it's going to create that sales, what do you call it? The sales resistance. So if you don't know when your subconscious mind activates and what are the words that you say that makes them uncomfortable and brings the sales resistance, you cannot control that. And you can never control your subconscious mind if you don't even know what you're doing in your conscious mind. If it's full of chaos, if you don't know where to go next, okay, what do I need to do, man? I'm so nervous. What is the outcome going to be? Is he going to buy? Is he going to not? No. You just need to stay calm, and you just need to see. I have written here, sales is just talking to another person, another human. So it's just talking to another human and seeing if he is a good fit for what you do or not. That's it. And trying to help them. So staying calm is the best way you can go for this. If you're calm, then all right, you're like, okay, I don't really want a yes. I just want to see if he's a good fit. I just want to talk to him, and I just want to see if he's a good fit. And if he is, then I'll take him in. Or not, let's leave. Look, I'll tell you one thing from my experience. You cannot sell to everyone. That's the one thing I can tell you. You cannot sell to everyone. There are only specific people that are capable of buying your services and are happy. Let's say that you think, okay, I'm going to help everyone with everything, and I'm going to sell to everyone no matter what happens. Even if you do end up selling to a lot of people who don't want it, in the end, they're going to ask you for a refund. Not going to take you seriously, you're going to act rude, and I don't think you want that. There you go. So you only need to work with a specific people who are good for you. Okay? And and if you think about it that way, then your mindset should be like, okay, I just need to go. I just need to talk to this person. I just need to see if he's a good fit for what we do. Then I'll try to sell it. That's it. And if you have that mindset, you can stay calm. But if no, and you'll be like, man, I need to make money. No, you cannot do that because your brain will be full of chaos. Let's move forward. So start the call and ask the first question. Now you might think that, what is he talking about? This is so basic. Look, starting the call is you breaking the ice. You should be in the call before they show up 2-3 minutes earlier, and you should be the person where the moment you say what do you call it, the connected to audio, whenever the prospect shows up and there's a thing called connected to audio, you should be the one asking, hey, how's it going? Now look, you might think that it's so basic. This is where people go wrong. They think, am I audible? Am I? Come on, bro. That completely destroys your position as an authority. You being confused, you not being confident, and you letting them take over the ball. Look, the moment you ask the first question, they are going to answer. You're going to ask another question, and that's the way you can keep leading the ball. But the moment they ask the question and you answer, now they'll have another question. They're going to ask you, and then they're going to just blabber about something that they have done without you even asking them. So they're not going to talk about their pains. They don't even realize the value of your product, because if they're not in pain, look, buying decisions are always very in pain. And if they don't even realize that they're in pain, how will they buy? Why will they buy? So this is where people go wrong. People think, okay, if I start, I start. If he starts, he starts. No, that's not how it works. You're just going to give him the lead on the call. All right. So you must understand that the reason they are coming to the call is to know if you have something that they can buy. So you have the authority made before the call even started. But if you don't ask them questions and let them take over the call, then you will have no hope for the prospect. Because there is something more that completely destroys your positions as position as an authority. Now, all right, let's say that you started the call and now you're asking questions. Now you think, okay, now I have the authority. Now I'm the authority. No, there is something which is going to, again, destroy your authority as a call. As a authority. Now, what is it, you ask? I'll tell you. So your words, very, very important, very crucial, your words. If you don't know how to choose your words, the prospect is going to take it in a bad way or in a wrong way, more likely. And it's very crucial because it's not more about what you ask, it's about what you want to hear from them. And if you don't ask the right questions in the right way, with using the right words, then you're not going to get the answer that you want, which will, again, lead them to not really realizing what you have or what's the value, or are they in pain. They're not going to open up. They're going to think, okay, it's all my decision, right? So I don't think I should be answering the question. I don't think I should be answering that question. And the moment they feel like that, they're not going to open up. They're not going to give you all their information. And if you don't have that, then he's just a cold prospect. He hasn't built the trust. Because if I ask you, you're sitting with someone and you're explaining him all the problems of your life without him even saying one thing. All right, let me just ask that you. Let's say that you're sitting in a coffee shop with a person and you're telling him all of your problems. He hasn't said a single word. But in the end, when you're finished with all of your problems, you will have built a connection with that person. Reason is because now you have already told him his problems. He knows about you. And now, for some reason, you have that connection with that person without him even saying a little word. So that's the power of asking questions and giving answers. So if you ask the right questions, then you can lead the call in the right way, but using the right words. I'm going to show you what are the problems with this, all right? So now you might think, how's that? How does my words do anything? I'll show you. Well, let me show you with a few examples. So these are a few examples that most people use. I want to talk about this because it's very crucial. There are more, but I just started to go with a few of them. So words that destroy your authority as a position, authority position. Your position as an authority, you can call it whatever you want. So first of all is, can we get started? Now, what's the problem with this? Now, let me ask you. If I tell you two sentences with the same meaning but different words, all right? Can we get started or ready to go? Both of these words have the same meaning, but they carry out the different emotions. A ready to go word shows that I'm the authority. Can we get started word shows that you're the authority. The same thing goes with if you don't mind. And if you don't mind, or let me tell you this. Same words. Same sentence. Same meaning, but different emotions. If you don't mind shows that you're the authority. Let me tell you this shows that I'm the authority. Can you tell me? Or tell me. Can you shows that they're the authority. Tell me. Just tell me says that you're the authority. Are you ready to pay? Now, this is also a word which shows this sales resistance. The people don't want to pay. Even if they are likely to pay, they're not going to pay. If you say that, are you ready to pay, or do you want to buy my services? None of that works because it creates that sales resistance. You can use word like, are you ready to invest in yourself? Or would this be something that would work for you? Both of these words have the same meaning, but so much different emotions and unnecessary talk. Now, what do I mean by this? I've seen a lot of people that just ask questions. Until there, they're going good, and after that, they're like, okay, let me get into my services, and they're like 20 minutes, they're just bragging about their services. Just, okay, this is how it's going to happen, this is how the lead generation system is going to work, this is this is that, this is that. And even if that person had his interest in this person from the beginning, the prospect had the interest in the seller or the person who was taking the call, even if he had interest, if he just blabbers about something he's not even interested in for 20 minutes, he's gone. The prospect is gone. He's going to lose his interest. Now, what do you do? Because you need to tell them what your services are, right? So what do you do? I'll tell you. So you define your product or service in a very short manner, and 3 or 4 lines, and then you ask them, do you have any questions regarding that? And then they're going to tell you, okay, it sounds good, it sounds okay, or it sounds all right, fine. Or if they say, just tell me a bit about that sales thing. If they say that, then you can get in sales, and you can just tell them what exactly they want to hear, without you even losing the authority, and without you even annoying them. You're already telling them what they want to hear. Now, if you think about it that way, it is so much better than just losing the authority by unnecessarily talking. And there are many other things, but you get the idea. Now, all these things are inbuilt in your brain from the beginning, but they can have a very major impact on the outcome of the call. See, these words like, can we get started? If you don't mind, can you tell me? Are you ready to pay by my services? Bro, these things are inbuilt in your brain, but they can have a major impact on the results of the call. So I want to talk about belief system. This is one of the most important things in the whole video. So let me show you how our beliefs decide the outcome of the call, or the outcome that we get in anything, not just in sales calls, everywhere. I want to talk about this, very important, right? So there is something called as self-fulfilling prophecies, and I'm going to talk about this. So self-fulfilling prophecies are basically the judgment that you put on yourself, on the people, on the outcome, the events, situation. The judgment that you make, it has such a big impact on the outcome. I'm going to talk about it. All right. So this is actually how an outcome is decided, I can say, or the outcome works, whatever you want to call it. Let me just show it to you what it is. All right. So first, how it starts is you have a belief about a future event, situation, or a person. An event can be, let's say, that you're going to a party, all right? Or a situation can be, let's say, that you closed a call or you didn't close a call. Or a person, okay, that's a good person, that's a bad person, it's a good fit, it's a bad boy, or bad guy, whatever, right? So you have a belief on a future event, situation, or a person. Now what you do is the moment you go to that event or that situation or the person, you're going to act the way you had your belief. You're going to only take actions because of this belief. Let's say that you're going to a party, and now you think, okay, the party is going to be good. Or my mood is good today. Yeah, it's going to be a happy party, right? And now you're going to the party with a very great mood, and you're going to act great, and you're going to feel so good that, okay, the party was great. Your actions are going to go with that belief. And with that, in the end, the result will be, all right, the party was great. But at the same time, if you think, man, I don't feel good today, I feel sick, man, my day is not going good, the party is going to be bad, I don't want to dance today, I don't want to enjoy, and you're going to go to that party with that same belief. And when you go to the party, you're not feeling good already. You have a belief that the party is going to be bad. You're going to view the whole party in a bad mood, with a bad eyes. I mean, it's always about your view, right? So you're going to go to that party with a bad belief, bad mood, and now you didn't enjoy the party, and the result is going to be the party was bad. Now, in both the situation, the party is just the same. Just your belief change the outcome. The same thing goes with a person. There must have been situations in your life where you thought like, okay, maybe you were in a college or in a class, and you saw a guy and you're like, man, he looks like a great person, I think I should go and talk to him. And when you go to talk to him, you're going to act the way you want to actually connect with him. You're going to talk to him, and then in the end, you're going to have a result that, okay, that guy was a great guy. At the same time, if you have the same guy, and now you're thinking, man, I don't think that guy is a very great, and in the end, if you somehow end up talking to him, your beliefs and your actions are going to be like, this guy ain't great, and you're going to act that way. And in the end, the result is going to be that the guy wasn't great. Now again, the person is saying, but your beliefs and your actions changed the outcome, right? And the same thing applies in sales calls everywhere. If you have a belief about someone, you're going to take actions using that belief, and the results are going to be the same thing. So if you think that, okay, that guy is going to be a great fit for what we do, and is going to close, then you're going to take actions that, yeah, he's going to close, I have great confidence in myself today, and then you're going to take actions because of that belief, and the results are going to be so much more better. The likelihood skyrockets. If you think, man, my day is not going good today, yesterday I didn't close a call, day before yesterday I didn't close a call, maybe I won't close this one either. Your beliefs. Now, plus you even think, man, I don't even think like that guy is a great fit for a program. Then the actions that you take are going to be very, very similar. You're not going to act confident, you're not going to follow your framework. In the end, again, the guy won't close. So if you think the guy won't close, he won't. But if you think the guy will close, you have great confidence, he's a great fit, if you think that way, your actions are the same, the likelihood skyrockets. So that shows that your judgment on the prospect has a very major impact on the outcome of the call, right? So now I want to talk about confidence. Now, why is it important? Some of you might already know this. I just want to talk about it so that I can make sure every single person who's listening to this has great understanding of what are the mistakes, all right? So confidence plays a very, very, very major role in sales call. Now, I know I've been telling very major impact on most of the topics, but because it is, all right, because it is. So many times you lose a call not because you didn't have something that you wanted, not because you didn't use the right words, but because you didn't seem to believe in your own product or service. And as long as you don't change that, you will never sell. And now remember, I told you earlier that a sales call is just talking to a person, talking to another human, seeing if he's a good fit, and if he is, then taking him in, right? And it's more like helping people, not selling to them. You might have seen that image, movie of John Buffett, The Wolf of the Wall Street, where they show that money is made just by for selling, not helping. But that's not something which works in the real life anymore. In a high-ticket business, you need to go with the intention of helping people, not selling to them. And the moment you chase that one thing, you're going to see such a big difference. And when you think, okay, I just want to help people, my product or service can really help people now, you're going to believe in your product. You're going to be like, man, this can help you, man. Listen to me, and you're going to sound so much more confident. It's going to have such a great impact on your call. Trust me on that one. And then there's objections. Now, if you're selling something high ticket, then there is no doubt in my mind that you have faced objections. And if you're planning to start selling high ticket services, or you're just started, you will face them. You will face objections. But the big problem is objections are a barrier. As long as you don't overcome them, you cannot make the person buy. There are barriers. So most people make the mistake of following through a script provided by some guru, thinking he can take it out. They can take it out. That was a mistake. Anyways. So most people make the mistake of following through a script provided by some guru, thinking they can take the objection out without even understanding the core reason of what they're saying. Look, many times what people give you a script really works, but you just talking about those things, just like reading a script, it's going to have no impact at all. While learning anything, you need to ask yourself, why is this? Why are we asking this question? What's the reason? What's the core thing behind this? And when you start questioning yourself that's when you can actually make the most of that thing. Because now you know, okay, this is why, this is what we do. This is why we do. And as long as you don't know that, there is such a big problem, right? So there are only 3 things that you need to overcome objections. You already have scripts. If you don't, you can find it on internet. But the main thing is you can even overcome objections without even having scripts, So there are only 3 things. One is understanding, saying, hey man, I totally understand what you're saying. I totally understand where you're coming from. Or I so much appreciate you bringing this up for me. All right, just understanding, just appreciating that they brought up their concern. Then digging deeper, finding out what the real problem is. Now let's say that the objection is, I need to think about it, or let me sleep on it. Then you ask, yeah man, totally understand. Yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from. Just out of curiosity, what exactly do you want to think about? And then they're going to feel like, yeah, it's just a lot of money, so I need to make a decision. Then you know that it's not really a think about it objection, but it's a financial objection. Digging deeper, find out what exactly the problem is. Then you can go with, okay, so tell me, if money wasn't the problem, would this be something that would work for you? They're going to be like, of course, yes. Why exactly? Then they're going to come up with reasons on why exactly they want to work with you. Or if they don't, then you know that there is some value proposition problem. They haven't understand the value of what you're selling. Then go back and explain them the value of your service and your product. Once you've done that, again ask this question. Now they are going to come up with reasons on why exactly they want to work with you. Then you go like diagnosing. 3rd stage. Just tell them, look man, I totally understand that, but would you be open to have a genuine financial conversation, because you say that you want to do this, right? And after talking to you for so long, I feel like you're really someone who's desperate to do this, ma'am. And I love people like you. I want to help you. So let's have a genuine financial conversation and see if there is any possible way you can join us today. And they're going to put, yeah, sure. And then you ask them the questions so that you can find out how much money they're saving and just take them in your program, Such an easy thing. But there are only 3 steps. Just understanding, digging deeper, and diagnosing. That's it. Right? So you don't really need any scripts. If you just understand this one thing, that there are just these 3 things that you need to overcome objections, nothing else is needed. Right? So now that I've given you all this, it's up to you to decide what you want to do with this information. Whether you choose to learn from it and increase your conversion, or just be like everyone else. Right? So with that, I'll end the video. And thank you for watching this long video. And I hope that you got a lot of value from it. And make sure to subscribe if you think you want more value like this in future.